What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me, and for that I am so thankful. Let's get right into this. So, producing a feature film. Now, prior to producing, I was always producing. I started off as a writer for my church in the drama ministry, and then I began to transition into film and television because I always knew that, that's what I wanted to do. So I've taped a web series and a short film, which are both on my channel, so feel free to check that out. And I eventually attracted, I guess I could say, someone that convinced me or recommended that I go into shooting a feature. This was not on my list at the moment. I knew how expensive feature films were to produce, so I was really happy and content doing the short film thing. But the way stuff kind of happened, it felt like it was, I don't want to get like super deep or super spiritual because it's just not that type of channel, but to make a long story short, it just felt like I was being divinely led the way that some things happened. And so it really seemed like I was being pushed to do the feature film. So I was obedient and I did it. Now, that brings me into the point of what not to do. If you can help it, do not do what I did. Do not pay out of pocket. Okay? It is crazy expensive to do a feature. Now, my film, my faith-based feature, which is called The Dreamer, I'll put it in the description box. Feel free to check it out. It's a great faith-based show if you like something for the family. It's really good. It's on TUBI, so it'll be free for you to watch. But it is considered a micro budget, but it was still, for an independent creator like myself, a very expensive. Like, I'm not even comfortable saying how much I paid publicly because I'm still recovering from it, like emotionally, mentally, and financially, because it's just really expensive. When you're producing a feature, every single day adds up. I was able to get some locations for free, some locations I had to pay for. You have to pay the actor, which we will talk about that in another video. You have to obviously pay for the food. You have to feed the cast. Also, just the props, everything, the cinematography, like everything costs. And the longer you stay on set, each day that figure goes up. There's room and lodging if you're bringing people from out of town, or even people that maybe want to stay with the cast just to kind of have that cast chemistry. You have to provide room and lodging. And so each day that number accrues and it accrues and it accrues. So this shoot was fairly short. We were able to do everything in 7 days and we got it done. But again, financially, I will be honest, I am still recovering from it. So it is not for the faint of heart. Would I do it again? Honestly, guys, I don't know. That is to be discovered. Now the film is out there in the world and it is a really good film. Like, I'm pleased with it. If you're a producer, you're watching this, if you're a writer and watching this, you know that in our heart, we always have everything kind of pictured a certain way. And if it doesn't meet that exactly, you kind of like, okay, like they say it's the film that you write, the film that actually gets produced. And so it was very well done. Kudos to the cast. The cast did amazing, really told a story. Kudos to my crew who worked super, super hard. So everything looks well. Like, I am pleased with it, but it's costly. And part of me is wondering if I should have just continued to churn out some short films and web series to really get my work out there. But to be honest, maybe everything happened for a reason. And again, the film is out there. You never know who might see it. And be able to think or be able to gather from watching your work of what you're capable of if you were given an even bigger budget. So the story is not over when it's concerning that, I guess is what I'm trying to say. You just never know what that film can do in the long run, and it can make the money back. It hasn't yet, but it's just, again, it's out there, and producing a feature film is something that some creators never get to do because it is costly. So I have to be thankful for that. Now, I know I just told you not to, pay for it if you can. The crowdfunding did not work for me. The person that I was mentoring me tried to have me do the crowdfunding thing. I just knew that was not going to work for me. Like, I don't have this expansive network. I didn't at that time, and I just didn't feel comfortable going to friends and family and asking them for money to get this film done. I still did it because I was encouraged to, but I was in no way, shape, or form going to be able to pay for the film just by doing that. It was costly, and I like for stuff to have a certain aesthetic. I like things to look a certain way, and so luckily enough, it was provided for me to be able to do it. But again, you may have to recover, and if you have a family, I just don't know that I would recommend it for you. If you can crowdfund, obviously, and get those donations coming in and try to take some of that burden off of yourself, it would be better. If you're anything like me, though, when I want to do something, where there's a will, there's a way. I am just going to do it. So right now, I have a short film, which a short film is different from a feature film, obviously in length, but just in the expenses and what it costs, because you can hopefully finish it in a day or two depending on the story. So I have a short film on my heart now that I'm trying to get to release to you guys as soon as possible. And I say all that to say I'm going to find a way to be able to produce it myself. It's really important for me to have creative control, and I don't think I have enough of my work out there now to really testify to what I can do. So until that happens, I'm going to do what I have to do in order to get my work seen and heard. So don't do it. If you can, at all means, avoid it. But if you're anything like me, Mr. or Mrs. Make It Happen, you're going to make it happen. So we will continue on in this journey. I'll definitely, post some more don'ts and as well as some do's, but I just wanted to start off with this. When you're producing, just make good judgment calls. Looking back, there are some things that I spent that I should not have spent on. It should have went into the actual film, because honestly, the film itself, it did cost, but I made some bad judgment calls on some other things that I was doing to support the film, but really, knowing what I knew at the time, even, I should have just taken that money and put it into the film. Like, I was just wasting money trying to, I don't want to get into the details because I want to be classy about the situation, but just trying to speak in general terms so you can kind of understand. Just make sure that you have good people around you and that you are making smart decisions financially about where to invest for the film so that it brings you the greatest return. We'll return tomorrow with another don't or do, but I hope that if you're producing, if you're writing, that you found this helpful. At the end of the day, guys, we want to get our work out there. We want it seen, and it's really a type of a ministry for us, whether it's church related or not. It's a type of ministry for us to get our work seen and heard. So listen, put the pedal to the metal and do what you have to do to get your work seen legally, ethically, and morally, of course. All right, guys. So we'll see you back tomorrow. I hope you have the best night. Take care.